According to Constitution, the Parliament has the power to impose some restrictions on fundamental rights of citizens for the sake of all the people. Okay. Parliament of India. Okay. The Parliament has the power impose some restrictions on fundamental rights of citizens for the sake of all the people. Okay, that is compulsory. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, according to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, newly incorporated Article 21 Clause A in third part of Constitution. According to 86 Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, newly mentioned Article 21 Clause A in Fundamental Rights. This article explains about provides free and compulsory primary education of all the children who are below 14 years. Who provide free compulsory education means 6 to 14 years. 6 to 14 years. Okay, who are in between 6 to 14 years. Those people should take free and compulsory primary education from government. So according to this article, government should provide free and compulsory primary education to the children. Okay. Indian Parliament made Right to Education Act in the year of 2009. Okay. Right to Education Act 2009. Okay, on the basis of Article 21 Clause A, Parliament made Right to Education Act in the year of 2009. This Act came into force in the year of 2010. So, Right to Education Act came into force in the year of 2010. It came into force on 1st April 2010. Which one? Right to Education Act. Okay, who provide free and compulsory primary education for children who are below 14 years? Government. Okay, government should provide free and compulsory primary education to children who are below 14 years. Right now. Next, Parliament 2/3 majority is compulsory to make any changes in fundamental rights. Parliament has to make changes in the list of fundamental rights with the majority of Parliament 2/3. Okay. According to Indian Constitution, Parliament should make any change in the list of fundamental rights with the majority of Parliament 2/3 majority. Okay. Next one. Up to 2019, fundamental rights not applicable to Jammu Kashmir state. So, in the year of 2019, Article 370 dissolved so that the separate status, special status, separate conditions, separate constitution, dual citizenship, everything dissolved in the year of 2019 in Jammu Kashmir state. So, at present, fundamental rights applicable to Jammu Kashmir state. Right? Ikapothe. Another one, at the time of Constitution came into force, number of fundamental rights 7. Number of fundamental rights 7. In that first one, right to equality. First fundamental right name, right to equality, 14 to 18. 14 to 18. Now second one, that is right to freedom. Right to freedom. 19 to 22. Third one, right to against exploitation 23-24. Next one, right to religious freedom 25-28 articles. Next, right to culture and education. Right to culture and education 29-30. Next, right to property 31. Last one, right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies 32. So at the time of constitution came into force, number of fundamental rights 7. First one, right to equality. Its articles 14-18. Second, right to freedom 19-22. Third one, right to against exploitation 23-24. Next, right to religious freedom 25-28. Next one, right to culture and education 29-30. Next, right to property 31. Now last one, right to constitutional remedies article 32. Out of these 7 fundamental rights, the most important fundamental right name is right to constitutional remedies. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar described that right to constitutional remedies is heart and soul of Constitution of India. భారత రాజ్యాంగానికి ఒక ఆత్మ హృదయముగా రాజ్యాంగ పరిహారపు హక్కుని అభివర్ణించడం జరిగింది. డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ డిస్క్రైబ్డ్ దట్ రైట్ టు constitutional remedies is heart and soul of constitution. Right? Next one. At present, number of fundamental rights are only 6. At the time of constitution came into force, number of fundamental rights is 7. At present, number of fundamental rights are only 6. Which fundamental right deleted? That means right to property. In which year right to property deleted? According to 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978, right to property deleted from the list of fundamental rights. Okay. According to 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978, right to property was deleted from list of fundamental rights. Now it is one of the legal right. ప్రస్తుతం ఆస్తి హక్కు అనేది ఒక చట్టబద్ధమైన హక్కు. At present, right to property is one of the legal right. Okay. Now next one, Article 300, Clause A, explain about right to property in 12th part of Constitution. Okay, next, directive principles of state policy. This is one more feature of Indian Constitution, named directive principles of state policy. Our Constituent Assembly members adopted directive principles of state policy from Ireland. Okay. Mentioned them in 4th part of Constitution. Fourth part of Constitution. Articles 36 to 51 explain about, okay, Articles 36 to 51 explain about directive principles of state policy. Okay, government has to implement all the directive principles of state policy for the sake of people. ప్రభుత్వము ప్రజల మంచి కోసం, ప్రజల అభివృద్ధి కోసం ఆదేశ సూత్రాల అమలు జరుపుతుంది. ఆదేశ సూత్రాల అమలు జరుపుతుంది. Right? So the government has to implement directive principles of state policy for the development of people. Right? Directive principles of state policy is not justicable. No one court to protect. No one court to protect. Fundamental rights are justicable. Directive principles of state policy is not justicable. Is not justicable. According to Constitution, the Parliament has power make changes in directive principles of state policy. Okay, in directive principles of state policy with Parliament 2/3 majority. Parliament makes some changes in directive principles of state policy with the majority of 2/3. Majority of 2/3. Okay, next. As per Constitution, no classification of directive principles of state policy, but Dr. M.P. Sharma classified the directive principles of state policy on the basis of its nature and features. How many types? 3 types. Who classified the directive principles of state policy? Dr. M.P. Sharma. Dr. M.P. Sharma. Okay. First one, socialistic principles. Socialistic principles. Second one, Gandhian principles. Gandhian principles. Third one, liberal principles. Liberal principles. Liberal principles. Dr. M.P. Sharma classified the directive principles of state policy into 3 types. In that, first one, socialistic principles. Second one, Gandhian principles. Third one, liberal principles. Okay. Already we discussed at preamble topic. Robert Owen and Saint Simon introduced socialism theory for the eradication of economic inequality. Socialistic principles, example, equal wages for equal work without any discrimination, especially not on the basis of gender. Okay, should not give extra salary to gents and less salary to women. Okay, next one, Gandhian principles. Entire in Constitution, Mahatma Gandhi ideas are in only directive principles of state policy. రాజ్యాంగ మొత్తములో మహాత్మా గాంధీ యొక్క ఆలోచనలు, భావాలు ఎక్కడున్నాయనంటే మనకు 4th పార్ట్లో ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, వాట్ దే ఆర్? ఫస్ట్ వన్, విలేజ్ పంచాయత్స్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, ప్రొహిబిషన్ ఆఫ్ లిక్కర్. థర్డ్ వన్, abolition of cow slaughters. etc. Encourage cottage industries, etc. All these are best and ideas of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, next to liberal principles. Liberal principles, example, first one, protect the international or world peace and security. And another one, judicial organization is separated from executive. Judicial organization separate from executive organization. Governmental organizations are three. First one, legislature. Second one, executive. Third one, judiciary. The judiciary organization is separated from executive. Is separated from executive. Right, ma? Another one, next one. Directive principles of state policy. Implementation purely depends upon financial conditions. Okay. The government has to implement directive principles of state policy on the basis of only financial conditions. Okay. The Constitution gives an order to governments regarding implement the principles properly for the sake of people. Okay. Next one, another one, up to 2019, directive principles of state policy also not applicable to Jammu Kashmir. Since 2019, directive principles are applicable to Jammu Kashmir. Right? Next one, according to 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976, first time given much importance to directive principles of state policy than fundamental rights. Okay. Again, according to 44th Constitution Amendment Act 1978, given much importance to fundamental rights than directive principles of state policy. Except to this period, from the beginning, fundamental rights have more importance than directive principles of state policy. Right? So, right now, directive principles of state policy having more and more importance than, okay, directive principles of state policy. Right? Next one, Parliament 2/3 majority is compulsory to make changes in directive principles of state policy. Right? Now, next one, another one, fundamental duties. At the time of Constitution came into force, no fundamental rights. On 26th January 1950, Indian Constitution came into force. Okay. At that time, no fundamental duties in our Constitution. But right now, we having fundamental duties in Constitution. Right? Sardar Dr. Swaran Singh Committee. Swaran Singh Committee 1976. Okay. Government appointed Swaran Singh Committee to study about fundamental duties in India. Okay. This committee formed in the year of 1976. Committee name Swaran Singh Committee. Don't say Charan Singh. Okay. Dr. Swaran Singh Committee. Dr. Swaran Singh Committee 1976 దేని గురించి ఏర్పడిందంటే స్టడీ అబౌట్ ఫండమెంటల్ డ్యూటీస్. Thoroughly, forensic committee studied about fundamental duties in India. Lastly, they recommended just only 8 fundamental duties. They recommended just only 8 fundamental duties. Indian Parliament made 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. According to this act, mentioned 10 fundamental duties in 4th A part of Constitution. According to 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976, newly mentioned 10 fundamental duties in 4th A part of Constitution. Just only one article explain about fundamental duties, that is Article 51 Clause A. Article 51 Clause A. Right? Next one. We adopted fundamental duties from Soviet Russia. Mentioned in 4th A part of Constitution. Article 51 Clause A explain about fundamental duties. Constitution given fundamental duties to only citizens. Right? Another one, citizens. At present, number of fundamental duties 11. According to 86 Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, we mentioned 11th fundamental duty, that is, parents or guardians provides free primary education to their children. తల్లిదండ్రులు లేదా సంరక్షకులు తమ పిల్లలకు కనీసము ప్రాథమిక విద్యను అందించాలి. రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ 11th fundamental duty. In which year we mentioned this duty? 2002. Under which Constitutional Amendment Act? 86. According to 86 Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, newly mentioned 11th fundamental duty in 4th A part of Constitution. Right? Next, fundamental duties are amended by the Parliament with the majority of 2/3. According to Constitution, Parliament make any changes in the list of fundamental duties with 2/3 majority. Right? Another one. Fundamental duties are not justicable like direct principles of state policy. Fundamental rights are justicable. Supreme Court and High Court protects fundamental rights of citizens, but no one court to protect directive principles of state policy and fundamental duties. Right? Next, present fundamental duties 11. Our Constitution says that rights and duties are two sides of the same coin. Enjoy the rights and discharge the duties. Discharging the duties are useful for the development of entire country. Rights are useful to develop just only individuals. So that's what all the citizens have to discharge their fundamental duties properly for the sake of people, for the sake of citizens. For all. Fundamental duties example: respect to the national anthem, national flag, Indian Constitution. Next one, protect sovereignty and integrity of India. Next, respect and follows noble ideas of freedom movement. Next, protect natural environment like forest, lakes, animals, whatever it may be. Another one, protect public properties and respect women.